Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do a little bit of an emergency update to this video that I have here. I actually had the whole video planned, and after I get done this little section here, you will hear the whole commentary. But I had to come back later into this commentary because Mark Rubin came out and debunked all this BS, and I'm so happy about it. When you guys hear my full commentary, I'm going to list off a lot of things. I'm not going to spoil now. I want you guys to listen to the commentary so you can hear this stuff. But I listed out a lot of stuff on why I thought this was all just a load of BS. And then Mark Rubin coming out is just the icing. He's just a nice, smooth icing on top of the cake. But I want to read this off to you guys before I dive into the details of the article and all the other stuff later in this video. But Mark Rubin, like I said, came out and debunked this, saying, to be crystal clear, there are no plans to shut down after Season 4. I've literally been in meetings as of last week to discuss our Year 2 plans. But right now, we are super focused on improving the technical experience, which includes netcode, and adding more content for Season 3 and 4. We have done very little marketing, so yes, our numbers are down. But that is just to give the team the time to get the game in a better place before we do bigger spends on marketing to bring new players to the game and to bring back players that have left. Again, they've already stated this 1,000 times over, right? How many times has Mark Rubin said this very exact thing? And he has to say it again and again and again because there's so many morons on the internet. It's insane to me how people will pick things up and absolutely run with it with literally zero factual information. We live in an era, a day of age, where people will read any article and instantly believe it. Nobody does any research. Nobody does any critical thinking. They see something and they're like, oh, that aligns with why I hate XDefiant. It's dying. It's dead. Oh my God. And you know what the saddest part about this is, ladies and gentlemen? Again, this has nothing to do with the main commentary. Again, I'm trying to keep them separate. I don't want to do any spoilers here, but I had to say this because this is coming fresh off of seeing this information. You know, this is way after I recorded the video that you're about to witness. But it's insane that literally these developers have been doing so many positive things. I have covered so much from beginning to end with this game. So many amazing things that the devs have done. Nobody discusses any of it. All these channels are completely silent. They don't say anything good about the game. They don't acknowledge anything that the developers do. But the second a hit piece gets put out, that's complete BS. But again, since it's negative and it gets a lot of clicks, everybody's hopping on this train. Everybody, even the COD channels like Modern Warzone are putting out posts saying that this game is indeed pretty much dying. And you know what? After Mark Rubin has come out and confirmed that this is all BS, instead of deleting the post, they just add on top of it saying, oh, update. You know, Mark Rubin debunked it. So they don't delete the post. The initial post that showcases that XDefiant's dying, the main piece that everybody's going to see and click on, nobody sees that. They have to go further into the tweet and then see afterwards that Mark Rubin has confirmed that it's false. These people are really something else. And it's so depressing to see that just this community boil down to such a loser, absolutely loser mentality. But again, I don't want to rant you guys' ears off. I just wanted to fill you guys in on these details to kind of put the haters to rest because I know for a fact, if I didn't let you guys know what Mark Rubin said here and I just left the video how it was, all the haters would come in with 1,000,001 excuses because that's all they do is make excuses on a day-to-day basis on why they hate XDefiant so much and why it's dying. It's ridiculous. But I know they would, and they'll probably still make an excuse. Even after all of this stuff has come out, they'll probably still come out and make a pointless excuse. But ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the actual video. Thank you guys for listening to this little update portion of the video, and let's get right on into it. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back at it. I'm sure tons of content creators are going to be having a field day with this one, saying the game is done for, it's over, yada, yada, yada. And I'm sure all the XDefiant haters are going to be down in the comment section thrilled with, more... I guess you could call it news. I want to consider it news because I think it's just a load of BS. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, another article has come out that's extending the date for, when XDefiant is dying. First and foremost, everybody was saying, oh, Season 3 is going to be the death date. Oh, Season 3 is when the game's going to die. But apparently now it's Season 4. It's getting pushed back to Season 4 now, and I'm assuming next is going to be Season 5. And maybe after that, it's going to end at Season 6. But... It is what it is, guys. Let's go ahead and dive deep into this article so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is from Video Gamer. I never actually heard of this, but I'm assuming it's obviously a page that you can go to see reviews or, I guess leaks, whatever. But this article was put together by John Nicholson, titled XDefiant is reportedly shutting down after just 4 seasons. To start off, it says, ahead of its launch, XDefiant was given the title of COD Killer by several players looking for a first-person shooter inspired by the simplistic mechanics of old Call of Duty games. Despite capturing the attention of fans at launch, interest in Ubisoft's free-to-play shooter is starting to dwindle. Executive producer and former Call of Duty dev Mark Rubin previously stated XDefiant would be a game you could love for a long time. However, recently claims the doors are about to close on the shooter after 4 seasons of post-launch content. Is XDefiant dead? According to notable insider Sean Weber, support of XDefiant will cease once Season 4 has come to an end. Weber also states Ubisoft is actively asking its playtesters to host another test session in a bid to gather new feedback on areas that can be improved in a last-ditch effort to keep it alive. This isn't the first time questions surrounding the success of XDefiant have cropped up. A report from Insider Gaming reveals developers have until the end of Season 3 to increase its player count or risk losing its post-launch support. XDefiant is currently in the middle of Season 2, which launched on September 25th, adding a wealth of new content including a new faction, weaponry, maps, game modes, and more. While Ubisoft continues with its post-launch content plans, the pressure to deliver more players at a time when several new shooters are releasing is going to be a tough task. Can XDefiant survive? XDefiant shutting its doors after 4 seasons would be a huge disappointment for Ubisoft, and if you're still loading into the action. Thankfully, Ubisoft has already released a full roadmap for its first year, seemingly confirming the game has support for a little while longer. The exact reasons behind XDefiant's falling player count remain a mystery. Although Ubisoft has improved its ranked mode, along with its divisive hit registration, players aren't returning to action despite it offering what fans of classic FPS titles have demanded for years. At launch, XDefiant boasted the removal of skill-based matchmaking, a feature many players have claimed to despise in modern games. However, following launch, many fans became upset at the unbalanced matchmaking. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know exactly what I'm going to say. To me personally, once again, we all know on social media what gets clicks, right? Not talking about XDefiant in a good way. Not discussing all the positive things the developers have been doing, because they have been doing a lot. I mean, you can just look at all the content on this channel. I've discussed so many different things that have been improved, worked on, balanced. It's hilarious to me when people say that the developers haven't done any balancing in this game when it's one of the most balanced FPS shooters I've ever touched. Like, they have been on fire. Nobody wants to talk about any of that stuff because guess what gets clicks, guys? Negativity. You're not going to go ahead and get clicks on Twitter or on, any of your articles by saying, oh, XDefiant developers have made good improvements to the netcode, or XDefiant developers have done great work to, the new factions to make sure it's more balanced. No. You're not going to get clicks saying that. You're going to get clicks saying, oh, XDefiant is dying. Oh, XDefiant has until Season 4 or else it's dead. And you know what the funniest part about this overall situation is, ladies and gentlemen? The wording. The freaking wording. I love that absolutely everybody's coming out and saying XDefiant's dead after Season 4. XDefiant is going to lose support with Season 4. XDefiant is reportedly shutting down after just 4 seasons. So on and so forth. Everybody is so confident about this game shutting down. But obviously, being a journalist, you have to go ahead and quote the original poster. You can't just, say what they're saying in the, article you post and not give the actual quote of what they're saying. So in the article, they put the quote from Sean Weber saying multiple sources told that it's possible that the game will end its support after Season 4 if they can't get enough players. Note how nobody ever says in the leaks that it's happening, that this is going to be the case. The game is done for. It's always, it's possible. It's a possibility this might happen at this time. And then again, everybody always takes the words and twist them around to make it clickier and clickier and clickier to be able to get, once again, more clout and, I guess, more exposure on these social media platforms. It sucks, but it is what it is, man. To me personally, once again, it's not dying. They said the same thing with Season 3. If Season 3, if we don't have enough players by then, the game's done. And now out of nowhere, everybody's saying it's Season 4 and it's done. To me personally, the game is growing. I've been seeing more and more players logging into the game. The queue times have been getting faster and faster. The experience has been getting better and better. I've had tons of people come and say that they're getting back into the experience now. The game, to me, from at least what I'm seeing, along with all the challenges that we've been completing, especially the most recent challenge, ladies and gentlemen, which surprisingly, at the very time of this recording, with 2 days left of the challenge, we have already completed, okay? This was a hard one, ladies and gentlemen. The previous challenge, yeah, I was really happy with how far we got past it. But again, I do agree that, a handful of sweats could really pump out a lot of score. This one is difficult, okay? Performing ultras. You're not going to be able to stack up a bunch of ultras very quickly like that. You see, for myself personally, I only got 120. So, once again, this is absolutely huge. The game is recovering. It's thriving. Don't you think it's a reason why they keep pushing back more and more? All these posts, and again, it wouldn't get clicks saying, XDefiant numbers are increasing. They now are getting pushed back to Season 4. You wouldn't get clicks saying that. Or XDefiant is finally thriving. And previous rumors of Season 3 are debunked, and they now have an extended time period. None of that noise, right? It's always, now XDefiant's dying at Season 4. It's over after Season 4. Season 4 is now the death point. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I know the haters aren't. The haters are going to say anything in the world. I'm just hoping the people with actual brains will sit down and actually see this logically. Yes, 110%. Is there a possibility of the game dying? Yeah, don't get me wrong. But actually sitting down and looking at all these leaks logically, right? Now, if you're looking at the titles, it's like, yeah, the game is dying because none of the titles ever, say anything good. It's like, oh, Season 3, the game is dead. Oh, Season 4, the game is dead. But actually looking down and looking at the leaks, isn't this a good thing? Doesn't this mean we are getting at a better spot? If these leaks are true, if they're actually true, and we have to believe this garbage, even though I don't think any of it is, factual at this point, bro, especially with everything bouncing around and nothing can be, grounded. We have no grounded information or grounded leaks on what's going on with this game. It just keeps fluctuating everywhere. But if this is true, wouldn't this be a good thing? That previously it was going to be shut down with Season 3, but now it's Season 4, especially while we're seeing an increase with the player count and people actually hopping back into the game. To me personally, I think that's good. And again, we even had people like Mark coming out saying that all this stuff is false and the game is doing just fine. Once again, I know all the haters are going to say, oh, well, the developers are going to say that. They're not going to say anything bad about their game, which is true, but they're also under, legal obligation to spit nothing but facts. If they were to say something like that and then the game shuts down, yeah, they're going to get in huge trouble. I don't think people really understand that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they, maybe it's going to be past Season 4, maybe Season 5 it dies, yeah. But during the time of saying Season, 3 and 4, these leaks are, coming out saying that it's done for, and they come out and say no. They technically can't say that. If it was really going to die, the devs wouldn't open their mouths at all, right? They would just stay silent, keep grinding with the game, keep pushing, do their thing. They wouldn't come out and say, oh, nope, it's not happening. This game is doing just fine. It's not going anywhere. No, they can't do that. I don't think people understand this. Again, people just yap to yap, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if you really think about it, Ubisoft, from the looks of all these articles, isn't in the best of positions right now. And they have to push back a lot of games, and, financially, they're kind of in a hot spot. In my view, right now, when I'm looking at the company, their best game right now is literally Rainbow Six Siege. And XDefiant, in my opinion, is the runner-up. If they were to cut XDefiant, to me personally, it wouldn't make any logical sense to remove this game from their portfolio. These two games are carrying right now until they can get something else out there that can actually perform. But all their current titles are, like I said, they are not really cooking at the moment. It just wouldn't make sense to cut this game out of the portfolio, especially with the budget that this game probably had. It probably wasn't a fat budget. It wasn't a COD budget, you know what I'm saying? So why would they cut something out of their portfolio so quickly that probably didn't cost that much? It's probably the main reason why they had to use the engine that they're using right now. The developers have to go through a tremendous amount of work to do anything in this game. Literally, to add anything into this game, it goes through so much extra crap because of the engine they're running on. And it's always funny to me that people think that Mark Rubin and the team probably intentionally picked this instead of picking the best engine that they can get. It's like how dense are you in the head that you think a developer that wants to make a game that will thrive would pick something that would sabotage their whole team for years and years and years? How dense do you gotta be? Just think a little bit. It's to save money. That's the whole purpose of this game. Ubisoft didn't set out to have this game run a marathon with a fat budget, because if it had a fat budget, it would burn out quickly. The goal is to produce it over time. Cheaply made, probably, but since it's cheaply made, it doesn't cost much to keep it going. You know, it has a lot more fuel than something else that's going to have a huge budget, you know, like Assassin's Creed that has to get pushed back now because they can't mess around with things, because that will cost them a lot of cash. XDefiant, if you really think XDefiant is costing them a lot of cash, again, I don't even know what to say, man. That's pretty funny. It's just so funny to me that people judge this game so quickly before we can even get into a solid spot. Like, we're just getting good skins. Like, we're just starting to get more solid skins so we can start making more cash. And people are already saying that it's going to be done for with Season 4. Like I said, it's a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Just stop and think. There's a reason the leaks started with Season 3, and now the leaks are pushing back to Season 4. If things weren't going good, the leaks would probably still be saying Season 3, right? The only reason it would get pushed back is because things are going in the correct direction. That's the only reason why. And again, instead of wording it differently to make it sound like a positive thing for this game, everybody, including the leakers, have to try to make it out to be something extraordinarily negative instead of something that's actually good. That's all it's for, to get the clicks. But ladies and gentlemen, to me personally, this right here is phenomenal, you know? And as time goes on, as more fixes come into the game, as more content is introduced, as more skins that are, you know, actually good come into the store, I can only see more and more improvements happening. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this article. Do you think it's, you know, real? Do you think it's fake? And just, you know, let me know what you guys think about the overall discussion here. I always love reading what you guys got to say to me. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys want to go ahead and check out my live streams, I will be live today between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time over on Twitch. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.